Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the EQ Skills Clinic. I totally forgot to do our little countdown. I just hit go live. I was just so ready for you this morning that I completely forgot to do the countdown. Give me a moment here. I'm going to make sure. Here we go. Just want to make sure that we are all good to go over here on Facebook. Welcome, my friends. Welcome. We have had quite a few new members join us in the last little while. So let me start off by introducing myself and telling you a little bit about what we do here every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So first of all, my name is Dr. Shyamala. I am a podcast host of Confessions of an Ex-Therapist. I am a media expert for national television, and I am the founder of the EQ Code, which is our 6-month incubator to help high-powered women really unlock their emotional intelligence. I'm also the founder of the Kiru Psychotherapy Clinic, where I lead a team to deliver psychotherapy services virtually across Canada. So I'm really glad that you're here. I'm really glad that you have found us. I consider the EQ Lab to be a really powerful and really safe space for us to zone in on and unlock all the strategies, all the skills that we really do need to show up as our best selves, for us to really understand what it means to be the emotionally intelligent woman and to use emotional intelligence so that we can actually accomplish bigger goals, so that we can elevate our relationships, and ultimately execute on our mission at a whole new level. So with that said, every Thursday, I show up right here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and I do a teaching. It's usually about 20 to 30 minutes long, and we look at different areas of emotional intelligence. So you're going to get teaching here on mindset skills. You're going to get teaching here on communication skills. You're going to get teaching here on relationship management skills, as well as leadership skills. In today's conversation, we are going to be focusing specifically on leadership and the area of leadership that I am super passionate about, super stoked about. Like the area of leadership that really energizes me is this concept and this idea of what it means to be a fearless leader. What it means to lead fearlessly, what it means to show up wherever your space of leadership is. So that could be in your home, right? Like I believe one of the areas of leadership for myself is in my home. Right? It's how do I show up in my personal relationships? That could be if you're an entrepreneur, it could be in your business. If you are a clinician, a coach, a practitioner, a consultant, it might be for your patients or your clients, right? And if you're like many of the professional women that join us here inside of this community, it could be in your place of employment. It could be the team that you're leading. But I want to just provide us with context today for today's conversation. I simply want you to think about, where are you called to lead? And what would it be like to engage in that place of leadership from a position and from a place of fearless leadership? And I need to say this right off the bat. Fearless leadership does not mean that you don't feel afraid. Right? Fearless leadership does not mean that you are not leaning into places, conversations, situations that might provoke a bit of fear or anxiety. That's not what I mean when I say fearless leadership. What I mean when I say fearless leadership, it's this idea and this concept of really learning how to develop emotional mastery and the ability to communicate effectively so that you can lead fearlessly despite the circumstances. So let me share with you a little bit of background about leadership. So the secret to success as a leader, I believe, is really clear, and it has been for quite some time, right? I became really interested in emotional intelligence as it relates to leadership probably about 10 or 11 years now. So, probably about a decade ago, I became really, really interested in this particular area. And I became really interested in it because at that time, I was doing a lot of speaking on emotional intelligence. So, I was doing a lot of keynote speaking, I was doing a lot of speaking within the school board. And really, the focus of what I was teaching and what I was coaching and what I was speaking on was this whole concept around how critical emotional intelligence is to our leadership capacity. And so, what I discovered during that time in my life and during the time where I was really focusing in on the intersection between emotional intelligence and leadership is I found that the research and evidence in this area truly was unwavering. Like it was just so clear and it was so evident to me. And I want to share some of that powerful information, some of that powerful research, and some of that powerful evidence with you. So we know that the single greatest predictor of your ability to execute at your fullest potential, your ability to execute on your mission at a whole new level, your ability to actually become the woman who is able to embody her dreams, the single greatest predictor of that is actually your ability to access the skills related to what is called human engineering. It might sound like a really funny term, human engineering. What the heck is that? Really is for here and have ability to relationships. I'm here with me. My team is here. Krista, can you tell me if you are seeing a delay here on Facebook? Because I'm not sure that things are showing up here. Maybe it is. So, Krista, if you can drop a comment in for me just to let me know, that would be awesome. And it looks now like everything is back up and running. So perhaps I will just carry on. Carry on, friends. Carry on. Okay. All right. So, giving that there is a delay and it's very spotty. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. We may need to just repeat this topic because it's a topic that I absolutely love, super passionate about, and could talk about this over and over and over again. So we'll if we need to redo this topic, we will. If you're joining the replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know how spotty things are for you. Okay, so let me back up a little bit then. Few. Yes, few indeed. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. So we know that the secret to success as a leader is absolutely clear. We know that the research and evidence is unwavering, right? We know that the single greatest predictor of your ability to execute on your mission at a whole new level, to execute at your fullest potential, truly is tied to your ability to access the skills related to what is called human engineering. Okay, it's related to what is called human engineering. And human engineering, as funny of a term as it might be, really, it's our ability to communicate, it's our ability to negotiate, and it is our ability to lead. So here's how I want you to think about this funny term, human engineering. It's really how you move through your relationships. How do you move through your day? Right? How do you navigate, negotiate your relationships? How do you communicate? How are you leading? This my friend, is the single greatest predictor of your success. It is the single greatest predictor of your ability to execute fully on your mission. It is the single greatest predictor of your ability to actually execute on your mission at a whole new level. Right. So if you are wanting to have a more expansive experience of yourself, of your leadership capacity, the area where you absolutely want to double down is really your emotional intelligence. You want to double down on your emotional intelligence. And listen, I am an entrepreneur. I am the proud owner of two businesses, two clinics. And I have certainly invested a lot of time, energy, and resources in business coaching, in strategic business coaching. And I would reinvest in those programs any day. But one of the things that I have learned, even myself as someone who teaches, preaches, practices this work on a daily basis, is that unless my self image matches the goals and the dreams and the desires of my heart, I will be unable to achieve those things. Right? So, unless our self image matches who we need to be in order to go where we want to go, we will not get there. I posted this recently on Instagram. And I think it also got posted into Facebook. But this concept that our goals do not exist for their achievement, our goals, in fact, exist for us to become the woman who embodies them. Right? It's about our growth. It's about our personal expansion. And so that's really what I'm talking to you about today. So, your success ultimately hinges on your ability to identify and regulate your own emotions. Remember, we talked about emotional mastery, and to navigate your relationships from a place of deep awareness and profound responsibility for self. I want you to just take that in and do a little check in, do a big check in and just see where that lands, how that lands, right? If it feels like there might be some work for you to do, which I think is really exciting, right? When we discover that there's work for us to do, it simply means that we are ready to become a more expansive version of ourselves. So let me take you back to the science. Let me take you back to the research because I know you're interested in that. If you're a high-powered woman, you are interested in the research. You want the evidence, you want the facts. So what the research tells us is that 85% of our financial success depends on emotional intelligence. 85% of our financial success depends on emotional intelligence. Only 15% depends on technical skills. And I remember when I came across this statistic. I remember how deeply that research, that stat just landed for me and resonated because I could internally feel that anytime I felt stuck in my own career, in my own pursuits, in my own relationships, I knew that it was me getting in my own way. Yes, the strategies are important. Yes, the tactics, the business knowledge, all of that is important. Right? There are some operational pieces that allow us to go from where we are to where we want to go. I am not denying any of that. But what I do know, and I know this from personal experience, is that those strategies and those tactics and those operational pieces fall flat when we don't have access to the emotional intelligence that actually allows us to be and become the person who is able to execute on those goals. So at the end of the day, the strongest predictor of our leadership capacity is, in fact, our ability to show up as our best selves and to navigate our relationships with ease and with confidence. Take that in for a moment, right? This is the strongest predictor of your success. It's the strongest predictor of the capacity that you will allow for yourself. It is the strongest predictor of how fully you will be able to engage with your own personal and professional mission. So, as you reflect on your mission, as you reflect on your personal mission, your professional mission, your calling in the world, I want you to consider three really important concepts. And these are ones you may want to write down. Okay. These are the concepts I want you to consider, regardless of where you are today. Your mindset is your reality. There is no separation for me. This is my perspective, my philosophy, the way I see the world, and the way I see human beings, the way I see change and transformation happen, is this understanding and this radical responsibility that my mindset is my reality, right? My mindset creates my world, it creates my beliefs, it creates my life, right? That everything that is created in my life started out as a thought, right? So our mindset is our reality. The second thing that is of equal importance and really follows the first concept is that your confidence is your responsibility. Your confidence is your responsibility. And it's really time for us to take radical ownership of how we feel about ourselves, of our self image. Until and unless we are willing to take complete, radical responsibility over how we feel about ourselves for our self image, I really believe until that happens, we are blocking ourselves. We are getting in our own way. And finally, what I really want you to think about is that the mission that you have, whatever that mission is, my friend, um, it's your mission and the world needs it. You have that mission, you have that desire, you have that vision for your life because the world needs it. So, not showing up, in my opinion, is actually just not an option. Not showing up is not an option. Why? Because I really believe that the world needs you. The world needs you. It needs your voice. It needs your perspective. It needs your vision. It needs your mission. It needs all the history, all the work you've done, all the progress you've made, all the tears you've cried, all the joy that you've experienced. The world needs you, right? The world needs you. And so consider that not showing up is not an option. It's just not an option. I decided one day about 10 years ago, I made a lot of decisions about a decade ago. This past decade, from 34 to 44, has been really, really powerful. And I made a decision about 10 years ago that not showing up was just not an option for me. It's just not an option. If you are taking in my words right now and you can feel something literally stirring inside of you, I really want you to pay attention. I want you to tune in to what's happening internally for you. If something is stirring, if something feels unsettled, if you feel even a little agitated, I want you to tune into that. I'm going to suggest that that feeling that you have, that stirring that you have, is actually purpose speaking to you. That's purpose inside of you. That's your purpose. That's your calling. When I say mission, what I'm really talking about is your purpose. What were you put on this earth to do? Right? You were put on this earth to become someone, right? To grow, to expand. And you were put on this earth to grow and to expand and to become someone so that you could do something really powerful for humanity. That's my deep belief. I believe that purpose reminds us of who we are and how powerful our mission is. I also believe that purpose reminds us that playing small is no longer serving you and it's no longer serving the people that need you most. That could be your family, that could be your clients, your patients, it could be your team. But I want you to really think about this concept that playing small is truly no longer serving you. I can promise you that. And I really do believe that purpose is what reminds us that fearless leadership is not only our right, but I really believe that it's our responsibility. I believe that fearlessly showing up, leaning into the hard places, having the hard conversations, taking the risk, growing to become and embody the woman who can actually hold the desires of her heart is our responsibility. I really do believe that. And so, my friend, what I want to encourage you today is to really think about this idea that perhaps it's time to get out of your own way and to serve powerfully. If you are joining me today and you haven't yet registered for our free 5-day event that is coming up, you are going to want to do that right now. You're going to want to do that right now. Krista, my team member, is going to throw the link into the comments. You're going to want to register for this event. Number one, it's free. It's completely free. It is simply an investment of your time into yourself. It's you investing in yourself. The event is called Unlock the Success Habits of High-Powered Women. In just 5 days, I am going to show you the habits that I practice on a daily basis and that I have coached thousands of women to practice as well. I'm going to show you how to develop emotional mastery. I'm going to show you how to communicate fearlessly. I'm going to show you how to set boundaries without guilt. All you need to do is register, show up, and do the work. If you can't catch us live, I'm live every day for this event from June 28th all the way until July 2nd, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. If you cannot make it live, that's okay. I still want you to register. The replays are going to be available for you. We're going to have the replays up for about a week after the event is done. We'll have them up right up until the following Tuesday. Just make sure you set aside some time that week to invest in yourself every single day. If you register, you show up, there's going to be a workbook. We'll send it to you. You print out the workbook and you do the work. I promise you that you will experience a transformation. So if you have any questions about that particular event, I want you to let us know, throw it into the comments. And I cannot wait to work with you and to serve you and to coach you during that time. Have an amazing day, my friend.